Video number 23, exposing the largest coordinated fraud in legal history. And we are not talking about, $1 million stolen by lawyers, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million. We are talking about billions and billions of dollars. And in this video, I'm going to explain why now I have some guidance on about how much has been stolen. So it just so happens 2 weeks ago, the biggest asbestos conference of the year, and there is a topic on bankruptcies. And this is great because all of the fraudsters are going to be there. They're up on a panel. This clown was there. Couple of these other clowns who I've mentioned. This clown's firm was there. And they're all up on a panel talking about bankruptcies. And it was actually pretty funny because at the start, one of the panelists wanted to give his accolades or credit to this guy for 50 years of service. And there was like 600 lawyers in the room. And so he goes, oh, Mr. Kaysen, 50 years of service, blah, blah, blah. And we're all supposed to clap. There was like 20 people in the whole room who clapped because they all know more damaging than any asbestos defendant, this guy has probably harmed asbestos victims more than anybody, okay? But at that conference, when he's up on that panel, he said something very enlightening. He said, at one time, there was $70 billion in these trust funds, and there's now $20 billion in there. Okay, we can do easy math. That means $50 billion is gone. So now we got an idea of how much was paid legitimately, because there has been a number of articles published that analyze these trust funds and determined how much is misappropriated, what percentages are misappropriated to professionals, and also the excessive amounts paid to clowns like this and like this by corrupt trustees like this after these fraudsters file fraudulent claims. So doing a little analysis and really studying these articles, such as this one, which talks extensively about the misappropriation and these lawyers misappropriating, we can determine that approximately 20 to 25% of that $50 billion was misappropriated. Criminal misappropriation by the same clowns I've talked about throughout this. Al Brayton, especially this fraud coordinator, and $10 billion. And I'm sorry for the fact that I keep putting their faces up, but this should be like the most wanted poster. $10 billion, okay? So I was at this conference and they talked about it and nobody said anything. So it wasn't what he did say, it was what he didn't say. How much of that 50 billion went to his buddies? How much of that 50 billion was misappropriated through his fraudulent or excessively paid claims? He didn't say any of that. He stood up there and we all knew it. We all knew that he was the biggest fraudster in America. So that is video 22. We've got a little guidance now. I think we'll use 10 billion in our future videos. And as a result of this, who loses? Well, those lawyers, they've benefited handsomely. Every single lawyer who I've mentioned, Gorey Julian, Cooney and Conway, Simmons Hanley, all of these big firms and their lawyers, the greed is astronomical. And the amount of money that they have misappropriated, again, is billions, all right? We are not talking about millions, tens of millions, billions of dollars. But the ringleader of all of it, by far, the 50-year clown. And it's sort of ironic, 50 billion gone, 50 years in litigation. bam,